How does self-awareness empower change? Hi, I'm Helen.
Hi, I'm Nahid, and we are here to talk a little bit about understanding ourselves a little more to empower change, to facilitate change, to become more adaptable to change, and to develop those particular attributes which makes us more better human, I believe. What is your opinion on that, Helen?
I believe that self-awareness is so important for each and everyone, and that's something we can dive a little bit deeper, to know ourselves, because when we know ourselves, it's much easier, relationships, communications, and, be it work life or personal life, it's really, really important. So what tools do you use?
See, I always believe that it's as you said, it's very important self-awareness because it helps us understand our relationships and our communication better. And I also believe that it empowers us to understand the other person better, because if I know myself, I'm at a better position to not judge the other person, and I'm at a better position to, I think, develop empathy and emotional intelligence. So this is a very interesting concept, which actually started with my exploration of the Johari window, and that is one very important tool which has been significant in my evolution to change, I should say. So that's one tool which I truly believe in, and which I use extensively to make people understand, the significance of self-awareness and what exactly we mean when we say self-awareness. In fact, I'd like to share that here with you.
And some people, they think that they actually know a lot about themselves, but maybe that's only what is seen to others.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's only, and that's the interesting thing when you start to explore that window, what do we not see about ourselves?
Absolutely.
Other people see about us,
I completely agree, because a lot of times what we believe who we are is just a perception of exactly, the things that we've been exposed to, or the things that we have experienced in life. It may not exactly be our truth. So I'd like we were speaking about this, I'd like to, come back and start with understanding the tool that we were talking about, which is the Johari window, which talks about what exactly is the area when we're talking about understanding, when we're talking about self-awareness, what are the things that we're exactly talking about? So why don't you go ahead and explain this?
Yeah, so known to ourselves and not known to ourselves, and then known to others and not known to others. So we have this first area here, which is open. Some people might call it the arena. So what can you explain about that? What is that?
Yeah, sure. So known to self and known to others is our conscious behavior, the way we talk, the way we sit, the way we eat, the way we are, in our work environment, the way we are with our relationships. This is more of the perceived way that is the right way to do things, the right way to be, the way that we have always been brought up. I believe the basic human nature is what we are talking about. So known to self and known to others, oh, she's a very, very positive person because she speaks positively, and the others also look at that from that point of view. Oh, he is a very, very, very creative person because he knows that he creates, he does indulge in creative work, and the others can see it too. So known to self and known to others is basically, we are talking about what I know about myself and what the others also tell me that, this is who you are.
And then we go into the blind spot.
Yeah, exactly. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, so not known to me, but known to others. And this is where we can explore, when people are giving us feedback.
Right.
Again, when we ask somebody to give us feedback, it's really important that that person is coming from the positive side. It could be our children we are giving feedback to.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, we have to be there coming from our heart of kindness with a good intention. But this is the side where, you know, all of a sudden, do I sound like that? Really? Do I do that? Because some of these things we are not even aware of, that we might sound like that and that we might do like that. And that's the place where we actually start to grow, when we start to explore that. You know, it's very important to get constructive feedback.
Absolutely.
And then, so not known to others, but known to self.
My hidden secrets. I don't want the others to know. This is my true self. I'm an introvert, but why should I tell people? You know, let me be the one who's the life of the party. Yeah, that's the mask that we put on our behavior. That's the mask that we put on ourselves, because we want people to perceive us in a particular way, to see us in a particular way, to take us in a particular way. Maybe it is for our professional growth, for our personal relationships, whatever be the reason. But the fact is that this is not us. This is not the true self. This is the one which we want to hide. Maybe because we are embarrassed. Maybe because we are not sure of ourselves. Maybe because we feel less confident about ourselves at that time. So, you know,
or maybe it's something we have heard from others, that that's not supposed to be that way, or, you know, from our childhood, you know, it could.
It's not the right way to do things. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But it could be gems that actually are there.
Absolutely. It could be something which actually brings out the best in us, but we've hidden them, we've kept them hidden because we perceived that it makes us feel or seem weak, that it makes us seem incompetent, that it makes us seem maybe unorganized. But that's just like, for example, creative people have this tendency of hiding the creative side, rather, I should say. The reason, because they think that people see them as being very unorganized, as being very as people being very impractical, as, you know, not being very smart. So you find them to be very shy, you find them to be very aloof, and, you know, they tend to stay away. Yes, creative people like solitude, but at the same time they lack confidence. The reason, because they've always been told, you are weird, man, you sound weird. I mean, this is something which I've heard from kids a lot. I've heard even from adults a lot, you know, that, say, for example, people don't like to draw, they don't like to paint. Why? Because they've been told that you're not good at it. So they hide it. And, you know, you may just find a sketchbook in their wardrobe or in their closet, which is full of beautiful sketches. But since people could not understand it, they labeled it as weird. And so that's something which just went inside the bed, under the bed, rather, I should say. So it's something which we may feel that, you know, it's something to hide, but actually, as you said, it may be the gem in them.
Yeah, the hidden gem.
Absolutely.
And then we walk into this unknown. That sounds really, really, because the unknown could be really, really scary.
Yes, or it could be the place where we actually emerge, as I say.
Exactly. But that's unknown maybe to us and to others, until this is the area also of even more exploration.
Yep. This is the discovery zone, which is very interesting.
So do you want to show the other, how you could move into that?
Yes, absolutely. So how do we use Johari window to actually become more aware about ourselves? I mean, this is not a tool or an assessment which you can actually find online. This is just for an understanding that, you know, how can I expand my area of knowing myself and get my arena to expand, my open area to expand, because I don't want to have too much of blind area. I don't want to have too much of unknowns or the dark spots. I want to know myself. That's the whole idea of being self-aware, right? So how do I expand? Of course, one very good tool is feedback. When we talk about feedback, we are, as you said, we are talking about constructive feedback. We are talking about, you know, not taking the critical analysis, but actually taking this does sound real. And there has to be a reason why that feedback comes to me. If somebody says something to me, it has to be backed with facts. It has to be backed with a reason. Just somebody coming in saying something about me and I take it for face value as truth is not something which is advisable. Don't you think so?
Yeah, and I do believe, like, when I'm up talking in front of people, I have a friend and he would always ask, Helen, may I give you some feedback? And of course I welcome it, because I know where he's coming from. He's a very experienced speaker. And I value, because he could observe me there. That was maybe my blind area. Observation in that area could be you record yourself, or you have some people there, please, yes, I said, please give me feedback. And this is even at workplace, or, at schools, or with your family, to grow that open area or the arena there. That is, by allowing somebody to give you feedback. But again, ask the person, are you willing to receive feedback?
So true.
I believe it's so important.
So true. And it's also important that if I am asking for a person for feedback, then the first and most important criteria is I should trust that person. If it is somebody, asking feedback from anybody and everybody, you're just putting yourself out there in the open to be taken shots at. It should be a person that you trust, whose opinions you trust, whose criticism also you trust, that this person's got my best interest at heart. So if he's saying something about me, if she's saying something about me, it's not coming from a place of jealousy, or it's not coming from a place of, where the person is wishing me ill, but it's coming from a place where the person actually wants to see me grow, see me come out, see me become better. Yeah. So that's one very important criteria when we are looking at feedback, is to ask it from a person that we trust.
And so we can see here on this green area that, when we push it over to the blind area and we push it down to the hidden area, it actually grows.
Yes, absolutely.
So, the top one, known to self, by self, and unknown by others, is by asking. Then known by others and unknown to others is, you have said they're telling, but self-disclosure.
Absolutely.
Are we feeling comfortable to disclose these hidden gems? And that could be, again, is it teachers that are there? Again, if you have a good relationship with that teacher, or is it a coach you're working with, or with a manager, or, with your peers, or anyone, but just someone, or, that you actually feel like, oh, I can disclose this. I trust that person.
I agree. I agree. And most important here, when we're talking of self-disclosure, again, is there are times when we feel that, this is our weakness. So if I come to know, or if I believe that, what I think as weakness may actually be my strength, how do I come to know that? What makes me become aware of that? There are times when 10 people can come and say that, what, you are very good at this, you're very good at this, you're very good at this, but you still don't believe in it, because you think that, okay, no, you know what, I'm not, maybe because I'm in this particular environment that you see me doing it so well, but it's not something where I'm good at. That's because maybe, as you said, it has been spoken to you by your teachers, or by your peers, or by your family. And we usually tend to take those words and build our beliefs around them, that, this is who I am. And we start believing in that, and we make it our own reality. So self-discovery actually goes into identifying the unknown, things which we have made into belief. When we question, why did I start believing in this? That's when we actually discover that, it was not based on any facts. It was something which was based on opinions. So how do we actually get something, or how do we actually get the real info out from this unknown area, the hidden area, and the blind area? We know that we can trust this. We know that this is without biases. We know that this is not coming from a standpoint of an opinion. But it is something which is based on a discovery. So I actually would love to at this point, talk about the tool that we both love, which is
which
based
is
on
based on similar like this, but
yeah,
it's not an opinion. That's what I like, because it's not coming from a person, it's coming from
absolutely,
yourself, and you give the answer to this. So do you
absolutely,
want to show?
yeah,
But one
sure.
thing what I want to ask here, what I usually ask myself when someone is saying or looking at me, what's wrong with you?
Hmm.
Okay, what's right with this that I'm not getting? I change it.
Hmm.
I change, okay, what's right with this? So
Hmm.
now we are coming into another quadrant model, but not a
Yeah,
window.
no,
And this is not, this is based on,
it's got a history. It
yes,
goes back to Sigmund Freud. It goes
yeah,
back to that study. So it is coming from actually the foundation of human psychology. It talks, if we go deep into it, its roots are very, very deep. Its understanding, it's very vast. I've been using this from 2012, and the kind of study which is has got me into the kind of understanding of human behavior, of how actually we can become self-aware to the point that we know exactly, as you said, the hidden gems, and we know which areas we can actually bring into our hidden gems. This has been an awesome, awesome tool for me to do that. And this is not being with any opinions. I've used other tools also. I've used 16PF, I've used MBTI, I've used a lot of other tools, and I still come back to it because of the simplicity, number one, and of the amazing impact that it has on an individual. Because I believe they get to see their hidden spot and their blind spot in a very, very nice and very, very simple manner, I should say. Right?
And there's something that I learned, that one person said, that is measured on this, that this one is who you are. So first one other model like this, not this one, could be like how you are on a first date.
Absolutely.
Usually then you're the best and this and whatever. But this model will go as deep down, so you to show you how you will be after 5 years in a relationship.
Absolutely. It will tell you how you're going to be even when you have kids, how you're going to be even when you grow old. I mean, it'll actually tell you this is the person that you're going to grow old with. So it'll give
How
you
cool is that?
It's the window in looking at yourself today and looking at yourself who's going to be tomorrow. So this is so amazing. And the best part is it never tries to classify a person into a particular box. That's the best thing that I like about this model.
But a lot of people think so. I'm actually sorry, I'm going to charge my computer. A lot of people believe, oh, it's like a box. I have to be the red, or I have to be the I, or I have to be the S, or I have to be the C.
Yeah, I think it's upon how you take this. See, what I've always understood from this is your arena. This is your arena, which talks about, what, these are your dominant styles, these are your dominant attributes, these are your dominant characteristics, and this is your arena of growth. Like even when we go in the tool and we look at the diamond, when you look at the 4-quadrant diamond, right? I love the fact that it gives you your comfort area, it gives you your comfort zone, and then it gives you a complete playground to play with. Move anywhere that you want. Nobody said that you have to only be stuck in your particular, being aware that who I am. Maybe your dominant style gives you that awareness. Okay, this is my natural self. This is how I naturally react. But the fact is that it gives you 3 other areas in which you can explore. You can take a leap, you can take a jump, you can try, you can explore, you can bring them in you, you can take out the ones that you are not sure of are adding value to you. So this actually gives you that flexibility to play with your attributes, to play with your understanding of self, and where should you grow.
Yeah. So let's leave it like this for today.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, showing the D, I, S, and C.
which has been extended using the extended disk model.
Yeah. So let's meet next time and talk a little bit more about, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the stars. What are they all about? What is a D? What is an I? What is an S? What is a C? What does it mean? What does it bring in me? What does it bring out of me? What does it add to me? What does it take away from me? How do people perceive me? How do I perceive people? How does it make me grow? Where does it make me stop? This is what we are going to talk about the next time.
Thank you.
Thanks
it's
so
really
much, Helen.
interesting, and so much
Absolutely.
resonated with me that you have been saying, and I hope it has resonated with you too, to tune in for our next episode.
Absolutely, because see, self-awareness is not just about understanding from my perception or your perception or the perception of another person or two different person or 10 different person, but it's also going deeper into the subconscious level, into those blind areas, and exploring that, because that's where the real growth lies. So thank you so much, Helen, for today. And hopefully we take this forward again next week. And looking forward to having you join the discussion next week again. And post your questions if you have any at all. And we will definitely, both of us are here to take any questions. You can post it to the post here, and we are definitely going to answer it. So thank you so much. And thanks, Helen.
Thank you.
Where is my Zoom?
You want to stop the recording?
I will, just a sec. I'm just trying to get into it. Why is it not coming full screen? Ah, there it is.
It's okay, just stop the recording.
Mm-hmm.
So, and...
Anyways, we can always cut that off.